Hey, all my fellow two heads out there in video land. Cyber Ray 1976 here again with you today. Wanted to do a video showcasing some of my Godzilla videos for you. As y'all know, or may not know, I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and I could do a ton of videos just showcasing just some of my Godzilla toys, posters, figures, magazines, books. But today I just wanted to do my Godzilla videos, and I also have here with me Huey Small, aka Kevin Smith lookalike.
I shaved a beard just for that reason.
So he's going to be sitting alongside with me today, helping me out here, and just wanted to start from the beginning and go to the end and give you a little bit of history lesson of the Godzilla films in general. And it all started with this one right here, Gojira. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's not Godzilla. No, it's Gojira, because this is the original Japanese version of Godzilla. This is the unedited, the original first Godzilla movie before it was showcased in America, and added scenes with Raymond Burr as Steve Martin in it. And then, this is the 2-disc original classic from 1954, or 53 rather. The American version came out in 54. So it all began with this little masterpiece right here.
See, I never knew that about Raymond Burr. I always thought Perry Mason was in that movie originally.
Yeah, actually the funny thing is that they call him Steve Martin in the original, but in later, when Raymond Burr's character returns in Godzilla in 1985, 30 years later, that was the mid-80s, and of course Steve Martin, the comedian, was real big then, and to avoid any kind of trouble or lawsuits in that area, they never referred to him as Steve Martin in 1985. They always just call him Mr. Martin, which is kind of cool, you know. They to avoid any kind of legal issues or legal problems there. But yeah, after the Japanese version came out and it made its way to America, and they edited it, and had American dubbing and added Raymond Burr in. You have the original monster classic, the granddaddy of all giant monster movies, arguably the best in the series, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. This one right here, as y'all know, he's the one where he just comes to Tokyo and stomps the crap out of everybody, basically, pretty much. And at the end, they killed Godzilla off with an oxygen destroyer, and as far as anyone knew, that was going to be the end of it. There was never going to be any more Godzilla movies after this. But, as you all know, you can't keep a good monster down. So, then came Godzilla Raids again. So, they brought Godzilla back. Only this time, according to this movie, it's a different Godzilla. There was, it's not supposed to be the same Godzilla from the first film, but this is also the first movie where he fights another giant monster. In this movie, he fights Anguirus, or Angulus, as he also is sometimes known as. And it's a pretty cool fight, and of course, it did so well, the public wanted more. So, what other giant monster movie can they said? Well, what other giant monster can we bring into the series and make this one the greatest one so far? Let's throw King Kong into the mix, and then they had King Kong versus Godzilla. And this is one of my favorites growing up. I've seen this one 100 times over. This is one of my childhood favorites. I really like this one a lot. I'm not much for remakes, but if they had to remake something, if they had to remake any of the Godzilla films, I would love to see a modern, updated, new look, a whole new take on this. I would love to see an updated version of Godzilla vs. King Kong. I think that would be pretty awesome.
They already did do a new take on it. Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair. What you gonna do, brother?
Next in the series, Godzilla vs. Mothra. This is another one of my favorites, and I think one of the best in the entire series. I really like this one. This was the last Godzilla movie to have Godzilla as a quote-unquote bad guy. From this point on up till Godzilla 2000, Godzilla would be a good guy, you know, protecting the earth, protecting the people, protecting the environment, protecting, you know, they just had him more or less pretty much almost like a superhero. But this was the last movie to show him as a real villain, and of course Mothra is the hero. And if you've never seen the movie, this is also the first one to show the Mothra in both forms, as a moth and as the actual larvae, the baby version of Mothra, which Godzilla has to fight at the end. And this is a really good one. This is one of the best in the series, in my opinion. And the next one in the series,
I'm looking at the Japanese people.
you can just look at the expression on her face, like,
oh shit, Godzilla.
This is the first in the series to show Godzilla as a good guy, and also the first in the series to have a tag team fight. This is Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. This has Godzilla teaming up with Rodan, teaming up with baby Mothra, because the mama Mothra died in the last one. And they all have to team up and fight Ghidorah, three-headed monster. And this is another one of my favorites from my childhood. I've watched this one many times over as a kid. I love this one. I thought this was one of the best in the series too.
So Godzilla hooked up with the mega powers. Ran wild.
So the direct sequel to that one is this one, Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. I don't want to talk too much about these because, you know, of course for time, I don't have a lot of time, but I'll give you a brief overview of this. These aliens want to borrow Godzilla and Rodan from Earth to rid their planet of this monster called Monster Zero. Well, come to find out, Monster Zero is really Ghidorah. And in exchange for borrowing Godzilla and Rodan from Earth, they promised to give Earth all of the cures for all of Earth's diseases. Well, come to find out, humans fall for this in almost every Godzilla movie. They never learn that the aliens are never good. They're never good guys. They're always turn out to be bad guys. And come to find out that the aliens never had any intention of helping Earth. They just want to use Godzilla, Rodan, and Ghidorah to rule and overthrow the Earth and become the rulers of Earth, with Godzilla and Rodan and Ghidorah as their kind of their pawns to do so. But this is really good too. I like this one a lot. It's not quite as good as the previous ones, but it's really good too. I like this one.
The lesson here: never trust an alien.
That's right.
Unless he's E.T.
Or Alf. Okay, the next one in the series. Now, this one, a lot of fans give this one a lot of crap, but in my personal opinion, this is one of my. I love this one. This is one of my favorites in the series. This is Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. I really like this one a lot. Godzilla basically fights Ibra. He's a giant sea lobster. And I really like this one a lot. I thought it has an excellent story. You don't see Godzilla a whole lot in it, and it takes a while for the action to get really started, but I don't mind that because I thought it built up a good storyline. I thought it built up a good plot and good character development. And the next one, Son of Godzilla, another one of my favorites, but I'll talk more about this in the next video because I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And so you guys stay tuned for part 2 of my Godzilla series, and we'll see you next time.